Hey everybody. So I was thinking this week what I wanted to do for my reintroduction, and I've noticed that I've never really shown you guys on the blogs an unedited version of myself. Um, Pretty much anything that I posted was Emily, you know, 5 refreshes later when I'd auto-corrected things and changed things and said, "Oh no, that's too personal" and whatnot. You guys know the drill, but I've never just talked um, on my blog before, just raw thoughts, feelings, not even like trying to be poetic, just me talking um, and learning from my own words as I try to teach. Um, and so I was moving my stuff to my new house a few weeks ago, and I found my freshman year journal in a box, and I was reading through it, and some journal entries made me laugh, and some of them made me cry, and some of them made me laugh because they made me cry. And anyway, um, but I learned a lot. Is mainly what I'm trying to get to, and I wanted to share an experience that I wrote in here um, that was seemingly small thing, but it's really um, changed the way that I view people and strangers and kindness and just common decency and humanity. So it's dated July 19th of my freshman year. Today started with an early flight to Miami. After crying in the airport because I wanted dinner and only McDonald's was open, I was pretty upset, and the lack of sleep didn't help. But then in the morning, there was nothing to eat except for nasty airplane food that cost $10 but was the size of nothing and tasted like shame feels. After that, I was just done with ever wanting food again, and I remember I was waiting forever, super late at night, for my parents to figure out something with our tickets, and I was starving, but my dad only bought us McDonald's because that was the only thing that was open, and there was no way I was going to eat it, so I was just hungry and tired and frustrated and mostly just ticked. And when I get ticked, I cry, and I don't know why, so there I was, sitting on a baggage cart. It was better than the floor. And I was sitting on a baggage cart just crying, and I wasn't paying any attention to any of my surroundings, and my eyes were cast down, staring at my lap. And out of the corner of my teary eye, I saw an airport worker hustling and bustling around and picking up luggage and whatnot. While still looking into my lap, I was crying, and I saw in my peripheral vision the worker stop for a moment, and he set something down kind of by my feet, but I wasn't paying attention. I just thought it was something he was going to come back for in a second because he started walking away. So I just continued to sit on my silver baggage cart and crying, feeling so angry at McDonald's and the airport for messing up our flight and making us wait at the airport till 1 a.m. and then come back at 6 a.m. And I was mad about not getting the window seat on the plane and sitting next to a fat stranger who was watching a scary movie, and about the gross airline food, and I was breathing in gross air, and I was mad about something that my dad did for some reason, and it was humid and smelled like a swamp even inside the airport, and I just wanted to go to bed, but I couldn't because there was only this stupid baggage cart that I was sitting on, and I had chunks of dead skin all over my face because I got a sunburn, and my hair was gross, and my breath probably smelled really bad, and there was a Lush Cosmetics in the airport, but it closed 10 minutes before we found it, and I needed lotion for my face, and the rest of my family was eating McDonald's, and our cab was supposed to be there 10 minutes ago, and I was germy with bacteria from everybody from all over the world, and that's a pretty gross thought. So I was just sitting on the dumb baggage cart feeling bad for myself, and I started to feel more tears form in my eyes when I looked down by my feet where the airport worker had just been, and I saw this. I didn't know his name, and I didn't even glance up and see his face through my tears, but this amazing man sent me a message that said, "Hey, it's okay, chin up, you have a lot to be happy about." Just this simple, badly drawn smiley face was exactly what I needed, and I know I'll never see that airport worker again, but what he did for me was just so special. Um, and after that, we got on our plane, and it was a really awesome flight, and we got to where we wanted to go. And I remember watching lightning on the ocean with my family, and just kind of feeling so happy and blissful, and just thinking like how I'd been so angry just hours before, just a flight into the past. I was so mad, and that just kind of taught me something, and about simplicity and kindness, and about how every human and just humanity in general gets a bad rap for all the bad things that it exhibits, but how every person really does have so much goodness in them regardless, and it's their choice whether or not to acknowledge it and help it grow. And I've noticed since that experience when I was younger, I've noticed that even at my job, the nicest, kindest people are the ones who show up for the AA meetings, the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings every Sunday. They're the ones who laugh the loudest, and you can hear them from 3 rooms over, and they're the ones that will talk to you and laugh with you, and they'll ask you how your family is and how your parents are, not just because they want to make small talk, but because they actually care. And most of the other people just walk by with their headphones in, just going on with their day, just one more step. But the people who come for the AA meetings, I think they appreciate everything the most because they've lost the most. And so the things that they do have, they really hold dear, and that's their kindness, their family, their friends. They have each other for support, and so since then I've just chosen to believe that there's goodness in everybody, and that everybody is so much more than we think, and that there's just goodness. There's so much goodness in each of us. And my best friend Sammy Mangum, or Sparky Mango, you guys might know him as, he shared with me the other night when I was kind of upset about who knows what. He shared with me how he had this thought that every person was just like nature, and it has flaws, and it has pollution, and trees fall down and things die, but it's so beautiful, and that's just like us, just like people. And that's something that has been on my mind since then. And the things that I've learned from others, and by appreciating others and their kindness, I've learned to appreciate myself, which is something that's really hard to do for some people, sadly. And I was one of them. And looking through this journal just really brought me back to that. There's some pretty intense entries in here, but it kind of ends with a happiness, I guess. So since this is my reintroduction, this is just going to be a glimpse of the real me, I guess. There are some things in here that, I can't believe that I wrote that with my own hand and my own thoughts. But I'm so glad that I got over it and that I learned from it. And you can see that in this journal as well. All over the place, there's lists of things that I love about myself, and there's letters of apology to my own body, and finally the last entry that I ever made in here was called "I'm deciding that I want to live," because prior to that that wasn't something that I wanted anymore. That was something a desire that I didn't have in my conscious life, and so I decided to write this, even though I didn't feel like writing it. And I'll just read a bit of it. I'm deciding that I want to live. Why? Because I want to serve a mission. Because I want to be in love, real love. Because I want to carry and hold not just one of my own babies, but many. And I want to be a dietitian and help people eat well. And I want to live because I want to do a triathlon someday. And I want to live because I want to learn Claire de Lune on the piano. And I want to give myself a chance to get healthy and love myself unconditionally. I want to eat raw food and see where all my friends end up, and make people happy and help my parents and feel heaven's presence. This world still wants me, It still notices me. There are so many people in my life who love and appreciate me. I could fill up multiple pages with the names of all those who care about me. To take my own existence from the world would be a robbery. I would steal opportunities and blessings from the earth that only I'm able to give and provide. I'm a gift to the world, and it is a gift to me. So, the reason why I decided to post this, I already kind of touched on that earlier, but I really just wanted to reintroduce myself as the unedited, unabridged Emily, and share a section of my soul that I've never really put on the blogs before. I have, behind the poetic flow of trying to be Rosalind Gray, and but this is just me being simple and just talking. And I think for me and for everybody, it's important to acknowledge, even publicly sometimes, to those who I admire, which is you guys. It's important to acknowledge the things that you're proud of. And I'm proud of myself because the things that make me, the most important parts of my personality are things that I've earned through trial and hardship, and now I appreciate them so much more. Certain aspects of myself and my friends and family and existence and good parking spots and really anything that I appreciate has come from having to feel a lack and feel a void. And really, that's just something that I wanted to put out there so you guys could really get to know me as me. And I've had a good experience sharing a bit of my soul with you guys, and I hope that you've learned something in discovering it. And I'm sorry that this is 12 minutes long, but thanks for those who stuck around and listened to the things that I've learned. And I'm really grateful for you guys, and for Paris, and for Mr. Nelson, and for journals and learning and existence, and for myself and for you and just nature. And anyway, I'm starting to rant now, but anyway, moral of the story, I'm just really grateful to be around in this class and in this space, and just blooming where I'm planted. And I hope you guys feel the same way, and I love you all, and see ya.